Today we're going to be looking at whether or not Strike Force Kitty on Nintendo Switch and PC is worth a $5. I should have a cat category for my videos because I've already done a cat-focused game and still have a couple more in my backlog. But getting back to this one, with Strike Force Kitty, I had no idea what to expect. So let's find out what it's all about and if it's worth a $5. First though, you know the drill, like the video and subscribe to SirLink Gaming. And with that, let's get to it. Strike Force Kitty kind of starts out a mess. There's a blurry video that has foxes coming and kidnapping the Kitty Queen that looks like it could be a tower defense game. It is not. Once you load up the first level, you are provided the level scheme, which is the layout of the level. But it is of no real help to you in your first run, and it took me until I had completed several levels before I was able to read and understand these level schemes. This encompasses the main problem with Strike Force Kitty. Instructions are not clear, and the frustration could be enough to turn off players in the early going, which is unfortunate, because I've enjoyed my time with the game after putting about 3 hours into it so far. As you begin to grind out the first couple of levels, and yes, there will be plenty of grinding in your time with Strike Force Kitty, things do start to become clearer, and there is a lot to consider as you progress through the possibly 40 levels? The game plays out as such. You select the level you want to play, and it shows you what skills are required. They are generally required to obtain all treasures in the level, not to clear the level. You will then view the aforementioned level scheme, which you can kind of determine the route you want to take depending on the enemies in the levels, obstacles you want to avoid, or treasures you want to grab. And then you set off, as the game is a 2D auto runner, only being able to control your jumping, outside of the battling. When it comes to battling, the game is a bit deeper than expected. You have 3 stats that you can train, which costs fish to upgrade. They are your strength, health, and speed. In addition to upgrading your stats, you can change your costume that will also adjust your stats. This is probably my favorite part of the game, being the costumes you can equip. When you defeat enemies, you obtain a piece of their costume, and to complete their costume set, you need to replay the level and defeat them 2 or 3 times. Those who made this game are really in tune with nerd culture, because they reference so many things, including pop culture, movies, games, comics, anime, and cartoons, with costumes being slightly different enough to skirt licensing fees. But you know what they're going for. There are over 350 costumes available, and seeing what else is available has certainly kept me interested in playing. You can also unlock team effects for having your 4-kitty team share the same theme. It says there are over 100 of these available, but I have only unlocked 4 as I record this, because I really don't know how else to unlock them. There are also upgradable Kitten skills that can be used in battle that offer different one-time actions. Adding to the nerd culture references are the artifacts that you collect. Ones like Osimo from South Park, the One Ring, a Metroid, the Chaos Emeralds, and what I assume to be Tony Stark's arc reactor. Really cool nods here with the artifacts. Oh, and we're not done there. For the first 2 boss battles, you face off against Fox versions of Bowser and then Godzilla. I'm looking forward to seeing what the others are as I progress. Before I wrap up the review, just a couple things to note that are on the more negative side, since all I've been doing is heaping praise. Aside from the lack of tutorials and mostly needing to teach yourself how to play the game, as well as the continual grinding, which I mentioned earlier, an additional gripe I have is the traps you come across in the levels. There's almost no time to react, and they can take a sizable chunk of damage from your lead character that you're not expecting, and can land you in a difficult situation when you get into your next battle. I don't even know why I decided Strike Force Kitty would be the game I chose to do this worth a $5 on. And this is the type of game I really enjoy coming across in the eShop. A cheap game that controls well, has a reasonable amount of content, and something that I will continue playing after I complete the review. Strike Force Kitty can be found in the Switch eShop at a regular price of $5.99 Canadian, and it's regularly on sale for 60% off, bringing its price down to $2.39. If you are a nerd like me, you will certainly enjoy the nods to nerd culture that continue on throughout the game. The game isn't without its shortcomings, but they're not nearly enough to even consider swaying my opinion, as you too should give it a try, because Strike Force Kitty is worth a $5. Have you played Strike Force Kitty? Do you think it's worth a $5? Let me know in the comments below and I'll see you in my next video.